Hello my friends, 1 year ago the Russian Black Sea Marine Fleet suffered a huge defeat, losing the Moskva flagship. Yeah, time runs very fast, and around the same time 1 year ago I started to film the videos about the war in Ukraine. I think after this case my channel started to get more subscribers, so thank you so much for your support of this channel, for your views, for your subscriptions, and we're just gonna mark the anniversary today. It's been confirmed that this ship was destroyed by 2 of the Neptune Ukrainian-made missiles. And the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense released this footage, so here you can see Neptune system. It fired 1 rocket and right after the other one, and they claim that it was the exact launch filmed 1 year ago. It is the iconic moment for Ukrainian defenders because, first of all, the Ukrainian weaponry was used to destroy the Russian ship. Maybe because we were out of the Harpoon rockets by that time that were delivered to Ukraine a little bit later as far as I remember, and now we are using them as well. For example, Saki base was attacked by the Harpoon rockets. And we can see that the modern day rocket systems may destroy even huge ships as Moskva, and just compare the price for this system and for the ship, it's incomparable. About the ship, Russia lost many of the men out there, and just a few days after the ship confirmed sank, Russia did some sort of the parade from the sailors who survived that accident. If you may call it accident. Well, actually I think so, because Russia claims that no rockets were used by the enemy side and someone smoked at the wrong place. And since that we have this meme for the Russian smokers. But definitely you can see the traces of outside explosion that went below the waterline, and also over here Russians tried to recover the ship but unsuccessfully. I actually have my personal connection to that ship because I was born and lived for a long time in Sevastopol, and this ship was based over there. Yes, Russia got its military base in Sevastopol after the Soviet Union collapse. They rented the territory from Ukraine, and after that they used their marine base for annexation of Crimea. And there is the specific date for the Marine Fleet celebration. They formed some sort of the convoy from the ships, and Moskva was the top ship out there, obviously. And also Ukrainian Marine Fleet joined Russians usually on those parades, and it was before 2014. And because I used to live near to the Russian Marine base, I used to know lots of the people from their camp. For example, one of my childhood friends was the son of the helicopter pilot who was based on that ship. You can see it has this spot over here where the single helicopter may land. Usually it's the Russian Kamov K-27 that is equipped with surveillance equipment and may spot submarines. And this ship was firing rockets on parades, targeting the dummy NATO submarine or something, and I have never expected that this ship would be firing rockets to Ukrainian territory, targeting our military bases and civilian infrastructure. And also I have never expected that I would be so happy to see the ship being destroyed. About the sailors of the ship who lost their lives because of that accident, well, I don't really care. They've started this war and they were using the ship to eliminate us as the nation. So why should I be pity about them? So, cheers my friends, we celebrate one of the biggest Russian defeats in this war. But you know what? Russia is undefeatable army on their parades only. So here you can see T-72 B3 modification. It's the modernized version of the old school T-72 with extra armor, thermal cameras, aiming equipment, and you know where this tank was spotted? No, not on the front lines where Russian forces eagerly need those tanks. It was spotted on parade repetition. Where it was spotted with the similar tanks, I've took this picture from the Russian community website, and they cheerfully greeted this tank on parade. Or it's better to say the parade repetition. The parade itself will take place on 9th of May, so a little bit less than 1 month to go. And what can I say? This tank modification got extra dynamic protection for the turret, the explosives that explode then it being hit by the shell or by the round. And what I also spotted here is the cross that you may find also on Ukrainian army vehicles. For example, like this one, and Russia, I think, is getting ready to transfer the tank for Ukrainian army. We just need to send the tractor. And you know what? They even put the special equipment, the modernized plastic bags for the tank crew. They are now in a green color. Right, and now without the jokes, T-72B3 and T-90 is a big problem for Ukrainian army, but it doesn't mean that we cannot destroy them. And with the new tanks coming from our Western allies, Leopard 2, Challenger 2, Abrams, it should not be as big problem as it is right now. It seems like Poland will send 5 MiGs more because they agreed to take the MiG-29s from the old stocks of the German Democratic Republic. Yes, before Germany was divided for the social part and for the democratic part, now it's the united country, and Germany agreed for the transfer, but those airplanes were on a long storage, so before they need to undergo some repairs and maintenance, and only after that the Ukrainian side may obtain those planes. And I'm 100% sure that Ukraine will get F-16s or other Western jets very soon. And this is the British King Air that was delivered to Ukraine, one of those, and BBC made the report about it. I publish it on my Telegram channel, so my friends, don't forget to check the link for my Telegram in the video description just below and follow me over there. I use it as my backup resource if something goes wrong with my channel, so you may always find me on Telegram. It is a fantastic report, and King Air used to deliver goods, evacuate wounded soldiers and provide supplies, so we definitely need them in our army. It is a very capable helicopter. Yes, you may say that the livery is kind of interesting, but it was done to recognize the helicopter from the ground. It is the Ukrainian one, because we got lots of the friendly fires before. And we are all waiting for the Ukrainian counterattack. So here's the video showing the soil on the south part of Ukraine. It was reported today. You can see we cannot speak about the future counterattack in a nearby time. We have to wait for the better weather. And unfortunately this week it was very rainy in Ukraine. Right, this video I will also post on my Telegram channel. Some big explosion in Bakhmut, completely demolishing the 9-story building. Yeah, probably there were no civilians already, because most of the civilians evacuated from the city, especially from those big buildings, because it's just dangerous to stay over there. And Russia claims that they attacked the Ukrainian positions inside the building. Ukrainian side claimed that they destroyed the Russian forces in that building that they used as their barracks. So we don't know what is truth for now, but we're gonna see it in the future, maybe tomorrow. I'm almost sure that you know about the case, but nevertheless I have to tell you, because here I'm speaking about the latest news and events. So there were the leaks from the United States intelligence that went to the Discord service at first and later on to the mass media. Those documents were top secret and revealed the crucial information about Russia, United States, Ukraine, China, South Korea and many more allies. It definitely hurt the reputation of every country and put the future counteroffensive of Ukrainian army on the south under the big question. So there were numerous of the conspiracy theories about that leak. The Russian spies were involved, WikiLeaks and the friend of Julian Assange was involved, but actually this guy just took the papers, which were the top secret, did some photos and sent them to his own Discord server. The guy's name is Jag and his surname is hard to pronounce for me personally, so let it be just Jag. And he serves in National Guard, in Air National Guard to be particular. And somehow he got the access for the secret information. So why did he just leak it into his Discord? Well, he just wanted to show up in his public because there were some teens and he was the oldest guy on this Discord service, and he wanted to show that he got the access to the very crucial documents for the United States that may target the national interests. This guy is so stupid. He's 21 and I remember me at 21. I wasn't that stupid at that particular time, and I wonder where HR was looking, taking him to the position where he got the access to the secret documents. So mainly, yes, it's the personal fault of Jack, but also it's the fault of the system. It's not working okay if they hired those guys. The guy has already been arrested in his home in Massachusetts. FBI performed the mission and there were lots of the vehicles around. You can see Jack surrendered, and the way how they arrest him using the BTR and the guy with automatic rifle, well, maybe it was needed, but it's better to use those vehicles on the front lines, right? Well, the excessive force was not applied to Jack. He was gently taken and handcuffed, delivered to FBI station, I think, or office, how you may call it. So how they were able to identify the person? First of all, because of the Discord service, and secondary, because of the social media and actually taking photos of those secret documents. Jack used his kitchen table to take the photos of the secret documents, and apparent match was found in the structure of the table between his social media photos and leaked photos. I wonder what term in prison he might have, or in some states, from what I understood, you may have the death penalty for that action. If you betray the United States and hurt the national interest significantly, this can be applied. So he just ruined his life, and again he hurt not just the United States but many other countries. Some say that it was a brave move to uncover the secrets of the Western countries about corruption, about the politician games, but actually nothing like that was in those documents. It was the clear statistics and clear actions of the United States, not only government but the military. So the guy just fucked up with his mission to show off in his community where he was the king. This is the T-55 Russian tank, and it was spotted near to the front lines. Before, Russians say that this tank will be used as the spare parts for T-62, and yes, there are lots of the spare parts that might be used, but no, they're on the front lines, the old school T-55. Well, to be honest, the Ukrainian forces also have the T-55 tanks, but they were modernized by our allies, so they have modern engines, modern aiming equipment, modern guns and everything, and we have just few of those, but Russia started to send massively the ancient tanks to the front lines, really. And Ukraine's spy chief Davydov said that the leaked documents about the future counterattack will not influence the counterattack itself. If there could be some issues, he said, they will be just resolved. If there will be no any issues, that's better. And he said that doesn't matter what had happened, everyone will see the results of the counterattack very soon. The success of the future counterattack is important for Ukraine as for our Western allies. According to the Washington Post article based on the leaked documents, China decided to supply the military help to the Russian Federation. It happened at the beginning of this year in February, and remember how we got the information about it already in the press that China wants to support Russia with drones or send more ammunitions or other stuff. So I would say that it's the big news that United States were able to obtain this information from the Russian spies or from the Russian military who were responsible for that deal. China wanted to mask everything, to cover it as the humanitarian aid. But because of the stupid Russian military that cannot keep the secrets, now we know the real thing. And because of that, China hadn't had any choice rather than to stop that deal. So Russia will not obtain anything from China directly, at least, and we also know about it from the Washington Post article. China just afraid of the big sanctions. And for the first time, Finland joined the military drills with NATO as the full member of the alliance. There were also German forces and Portuguese forces, and they were performing the drills very close to the Russian border. The great achievement of the Russian Federation. They started this war to avoid new members in NATO, and they got new member in NATO, which is bordering their border. The Russian tank T-90A was spotted in the United States of America. It was captured by Ukrainian forces near to Kharkiv. Then we performed a successful counterattack in that area. As you can see, it has the Ukrainian mark, so it was serving in the Ukrainian army, but was transported to the United States. It's quite a long journey for this tank, and I would say that it's quite an old tank. It's modernized version of T-72, and there is no any secret technology that United States would not be aware about, so really hard to say. Maybe it would be delivered to some sort of the museum, but for this particular tank, I think it would be better to fight in Ukraine. Obviously on the Ukrainian side. We have the information that Russia started the production of the cruise missiles HA-50 and they will produce them massively. It means that this autumn Russia may repeat their attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure. A very stupid decision comes from the Ukrainian Sport Committee. They banned national teams to participate in international events or competitions where other sportsmen from Russia or Belarus are presented. I totally disagree with that. It is the most stupid move and has nothing in common with patriotism and with current Ukrainian spirit that we have. We need to fight no matter what. We need to challenge ourselves also on the sports. And the more medals we have, the better it is for Ukraine. So they do not want to invest in Ukrainian sport infrastructure. They want to ban everything. And you know, our sportsmen are very dependent on international competitions. So, Ukrainian Sport Ministry, or what I should call you, stupid dumb fuck, what you did is total nonsense, and please recall your decision, otherwise our people will just break you apart. Our people, I mean Ukrainians, who understand how difficult it is for the sportsmen to live in a current environment. And those corrupt officials from the sports ministry, they are totally out of the ground. They do not know anything about the sports. They want to take money from the sports. Yeah, I'm very angry about the case, and I hope that this information will be spread around internet to show how stupid Ukrainian sport ministry really is. And I wanted to review the military map today, but they're just minor frontline updates. It means that there is no big movement, the Bakhmut is standstill, and it's the good news. So my friends, just press the like to this video, and if you want to support my job, there are some links available in the video description below, and also you may support me on Patreon and on the sponsorship on this YouTube channel. My friends, thank you so much for your awesome support. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.